Hello there. Today I'm gonna talk about something that is not in the material, not in the classroom material about English, but I think this is kind of enrichment. I really hope that this video will make clear about the verb and tenses and some grammatical things that the students usually find it difficult to understand. I'm gonna explain about some kinds of verb and how to use it, and also I will explain about the typical sentence in English. I think some of the students, or maybe most of the students, still make many mistakes on that. Like for example, present tense, like the subject and verb as an object. Sometimes the students still make mistake on making a sentence like I am studying English. That is a very basic mistake that you shouldn't have done that again. Students should have known that. Alright, now I'm gonna try to explain those kind of things. Let's take a look at it. Okay, let's try this. I would like to define the kinds of verb by 1. Verb word, verb present, verb past tense, and then verb participle. Why it is verb word and what is it? Verb word is a verb which is in its original form. Example, clean, right? This is original. There is no ed, clean, no. Ing, no. To clean, no. Just clean, which is in original form of verb. It is clean. Now, how about verb present? As you know that the present tense needs the verb and verb s, like here. When you were in junior high school, maybe you have known this verb as verb 1. Maybe your teacher explained about it and name it verb 1. But in here, I'd like to make it clearer by using verb present. So it can be verb and it can be verb s. Give you example like this: clean become clean or cleans. And then verb past tense is in the second form in the past tense. You probably known as verb 2. So clean will become cleaned. Now, verb participle you have known as verb 3 is the same as verb past tense here, clean, because it is regular verb, so we just put ed in there. Now another example of verb, study, right? In present it become studies, in present it becomes study or studies. See, and then in the verb past it becomes studies, studied. Okay, because again it is a regular verb. So in verb 3 of a participle it becomes studied again. This is regular verb. Now let's try irregular verb. Let me think. How about cook? Oh, cook is regular because it becomes cooked. Let's try again. The things that you always say is go, right? The most famous verb among the students, it's go. And then in the verb present, it becomes go or goes. And when it transforms into the verb past tense, it becomes when. And then because this is irregular verb, you have to memorize. You cannot just put ed over here because it is irregular. So the second or the verb past tense here is when, and then for verb participle is gone. Next, the example of irregular verb, let me think. Make, right? So in verb present it becomes make and makes. Then in verb past tense it becomes made. And here is still the same, made. Now, how about this? Read. Is it regular or irregular? Let's try it. Read in the present tense become read and reads. Then in the verb past it becomes is still read, but we pronounce it read. And this is the same. So because we don't put ed over here and here, read is categorized as the irregular verb. What's in here belong to irregular verb. All right, next. In sentences, we also, beside verb, we also know the things like to be. To be is also categorized in the verb, but it is not action verb. It's just helping a sentence to be correct and understandable. Now, the verb present of to be is, there are three choices, which is, am, and are. In the past tense, for past, it will be was and were. And then in the verb participle, it is been. And in the verb word, to be is just be. There is nothing else, just be. Now, how can I explain this? Right. Let's talk about present tense here. As we know, sentences in English is basically in the form of two kinds. The first one is the sentence that using verb action, whether it is regular or irregular verb. So it is a subject and verb, or verb as plus maybe there is be object, and so on. Now the second one is subject plus to be, which is, or am, or are, and then adjective. Or noun, or adverb. Now let's try some sentences like the subject. For example, the man works in the garden.